for an update on my project pan. Now, as of filming this, I'm filming it quite early. I think the last one I put up was 3 weeks ago. Probably by the time I've edited this and you're seeing it, it would have been a month ago. My check-in before that was like 6 weeks, and I think longer before that. So this is a pretty quick check-in for the, I don't know, in the scheme of my project pan. So this is a rolling project pan, and as I use up stuff, I add in more stuff, and that's mainly why I wanted to do an update. When I edited and uploaded my last check-in, which I will put up in the corner and I'll leave the playlist in the description box, I realized that the goal of this for me is to use up 1,000 Australian dollars worth of products in my project pan. And after my last check-in, I realized I'm only halfway. So what I need to do is probably add in some more products that are of a higher value, so I can actually reach that target, because as it was, I need to use up every single thing in my project pan by the end of the year to just scrape by to the $1,000 mark. So it's not the best idea not having like over $1,000 worth of product in your project pan if you're trying to hit $1,000, because there's always products that you just don't finish up. So I wanted to do this so I can show you the progress. I have used up a few products, but also I wanted to add in more, so I've given myself a little bit more leeway to use up $1,000 worth of product. I also wanted to film this because I do have a bunch of empties that I really want to do a video on, and since I have finished products here, I want to talk about them in my empties. So if you want to know what I think of the products and whether I'll repurchase them, it will be in my empties video, which I'll film after this. Alright, I'll start with the products that I've used up. I have used up a liquid liner. This is by Lancome. I think I forgot to check in on this one last time I did a check-in, but it took me, I don't know, a good 2.5 months to use this up, or 2 months. So I was using this every single day. That is done. I also finished up the fragrance that I put in last check-in. Now, the funny thing about this was you can see on the side that I put it in when it was below the halfway mark. And because this is sort of tapered in, the majority of the volume is in the top half, like of the packaging. I actually started using this to use it up well before I introduced it into the project pan, probably a good 3 weeks before. So this was above the halfway mark. It was quite high when I did actually mentally introduce it, but when I actually introduced it in the video, it was at that point. But it only took like a week of use until it was used up. So I've got another fragrance that I'm going to replace this with. Then I finally used up an eyeshadow. This is my Laura Mercier Caramel eyeshadow. I've been using this pretty frequently, so I can use it up. I've even been using it as a blush. So it is finally done. Hooray, it's finally done. And the last thing, which is not a surprise, my Revo lip balm. And this is where I'm like, I introduced some really cheap products into my project pan. And for me to use up a lip balm that's a couple of dollars, and I'm trying to get to $1,000 mark, it was a bad idea putting this in. But I have used it up. Yeah, I've even dug that out completely, so it's completely used up. I really like the scent, and that one is done. Alright, I'm going to talk about some of the products that I introduced last time, because I've actually got some okay progress on it. One is a foundation. This is the Revlon Color Stay Natural Foundation. I wear this a lot to work and just on like non-filming days, and so I have gone from that like light blue dot down to that pink dot. So yeah, it should only take a month or two left to use this up. I also introduced my MAC Fix Plus. This one I haven't been using as much as the foundation, but you can see that it has gone down. I'm not sure if you can see it properly. I kind of shook this up, but there's a light blue mark and then a pink mark, so it has gone down a bit. Maybe I'll use them now. Oh God, I love this stuff. And I mainly love that stuff because it feels really nice to use it and it smells really nice. So I need to remind myself to use it, but when I do use it, I really like it. Then also with concealer, I decided to mark it by using this sort of like squidgy thing that you push it down as you use it. And last time when I introduced it, it was at the blue mark. Now it's down to the pink. So this is the Makeup Forever Full Cover Concealer, and I'm slowly using that. All right, my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade. Hopefully you can see I've made some decent progress on that compared to last month. And I do think I should be able to use this by next time. I do use this every single day, even when I'm not really wearing makeup. I tend to sometimes do my brows, so I've been trying, and it is starting to dry out, so I'm feeling like I need to use more each time I do a check-in, so that's good because I get to use it up. I repressed the blush that I've been using since the start of the year. This is a killer. This blush has just been going and going and going. I only repressed this today, so I had hit actually a side, so the pan had kind of got to the top and was starting to crumble, so that's where I thought, oh, it's a good time to repress it. And yeah, so you can't really see from the last check-in photo how much progress I've used, but from now, we should get a lot of usage from it. Like, you should be able to see a difference quite a lot since I've repressed it. To be honest, with the little eyeshadow palettes that I've been trying to use up, I haven't used too much. This is the quad that I've been using, and I have been using it a little bit, but probably not enough in the last month to see much of a difference, but you can see the comparison on the screen. And this one I barely used, so not much of a difference compared to last check-in. Another product that I haven't seen too much progress in, because you can't see it, is the Benefit Gimme Brow. I'm just going to keep using this until it's out. And then onto the pencil products that I have marked in the book. Now I'm going to be completely honest and tell you with this product here, which is the Tarte Emblaze Lip Surgeon's Matte Lip Cream, I think I've used this once in the last month, so I've been really bad with that. I haven't even marked it in the book because there's no progress, but I have been using this one quite a lot. So this is sort of like a more glossier version. It's more of a brown nude, and I wear it pretty much every day to work. I've been trying really hard to make sure I reapply it. I'm trying. Then I made a little bit of progress on this guy, which is the Laura Mercier. This is a caviar stick in copper. I'm wearing it on my lower lash line today, and that's generally how I use it. But once again, unless you're doing full eye looks, it's hard to use up. So I don't want to do that because I really like how I use it. So it's going to be a slow burn, that one. And then lastly, my Kat Von D. This is the Color Correcting Eyeshadow Primer. And I have quite a lot left, but I use it every single day. So, all right, here's my little tally here. That is the nude Tarte thing there. So it's gone down quite a lot in the last month. I have been using it a lot. I didn't mark the berry one because I barely used it. This is the Kat Von D primer, that's eyeshadow primer, that's gone down. And this is Laura Mercier. Once again, it's only gone down a tiny bit, but it's 3 weeks since my last check-in, so it's not too bad. All right, now for the things that I'm adding in, and I wanted to add in a few things that I knew I could use quite often, and also they added some value. So they're not like super cheap products that at least add in like a good maybe $100 worth of value, so I can pad out that overall amount. So I'm adding in a new fragrance. This is the Ralph Lauren, I don't know, whatever, number 2 for the female one. I really like this, and I'm happy to use it every single day. I did mark it in pink, which was probably not the smartest move since it's a pink bottle, but you can see that it's got less than half left. So if I use it every day, we'll see how it goes. Also, I'm gonna try to use up, this is an under eye kind of setting powder by Laura Mercier. It's like an illuminating powder, and there's a lot of product in it. Like, oh gee, that sifter, jeez. I've got a lot of product left in there. I've marked it by kind of tapping it down, and you can see that when I do that, it goes down to here. But you know, now it's all in the lid, so that was a smart move. Yeah, so this is like a loose setting powder that you put like under your eyes. It sets concealer really well. It's really bad for flash photography, but besides that, it's just, yeah, it works really well, and I'm happy to use it on a daily basis. I just don't know if I can use this much in a short period of time, but we'll try. Then I decided to add in like a highlighter and a bronzer because I've used up whatever highlighters and bronzers I was adding in. Now this is NARS Laguna Bronzer. Now this is not, the goal is not to hit pan, because I have already hit pan on it. The goal is to completely use it up. So that is what it looks like now. I'm going to take a photo of it, and then next time I do a check-in, we can see if the pan's getting bigger. When it gets to like the outer rim, I'll repress it, and I'm going to try to use this up completely by the end of the year. So adding in that. And then the highlighter that I'm planning on adding in is actually a little eyeshadow from Inika. This is a gorgeous little loose powder, and I got this from a friend actually. So once again, I have marked it on the bottom roughly where it sits. So it is just like a little loose eyeshadow, but I'm going to use it as a highlighter because it gives a really beautiful glowy effect. It looks really nice. It's kind of got a bit of a peachy tan color to it. So the shade is actually, it's a mineral eyeshadow in Peach Fetish. Now, I don't tend to wear really light eyeshadows, so I thought this is sort of on the lighter side of what I like to use. If I'm not wearing much makeup, this is gorgeous just all over the lid and then just with some mascara, but otherwise it gives a really gorgeous glow to the face. So I thought I'm going to try to use this guy up as a highlighter, and it should be really kind of enjoyable to use because it's a nice product and it gives a really nice effect. So I'm adding that one in too. All right, so I mainly wanted to do this so I can show you the products that I've used up, and the amount in Australian dollars is here. And then also my running total has now come to this amount. And I really wanted to add in some more value products in there so I can definitely reach my goal of $1,000. I was a bit worried about it after my last check-in. I was like, oh my God, I've only got a few months to use up $500 worth of product, and I'm using up things that cost like $3. What's wrong with me? So I've added in some products with a bit more oomph to them, which is good. So that is my check-in. I'd love to know if you're doing a project pan and how yours is going. I'm also curious about if I should do a project pan next year, or if I should take a break, or if there's any like cool, like any particular challenges that I might do. If you have any suggestions, I'd love to hear them, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.